When the door opened, the first thing he felt was the sun. He hadn't seen it this close in 9 years. It hit his face and he squinted. The small plastic bag in his hand, a few clothes, an old photograph, $5, swayed in the wind. The sound the iron door made as it shut behind him was the strangest music of his life. Neither a farewell nor a greeting, just the sound of metal. He sat at the bus stop. Hours passed. No one was waiting for him. No one was calling. Oliver was 29 when he went in, 36 when he came out. 9 years. Easy to say. A child can start school and finish elementary school in that time. Oliver learned something else inside, the language of survival. How to stay quiet, wait his turn, avoid drawing attention. If you ask about his crime, a fight. Wrong place, wrong time, wrong people. The details are in the court files, gathering dust somewhere. Now here he was, sitting at a bus stop. No phone, no address. His mother had passed 3 years earlier. He found out in prison by letter, a black enveloped letter. The first 2 weeks were the hardest. He moved into a room provided by a non-profit. For someone used to sleeping in 8-man wards, a room of his own was almost unsettling. At night, he stared at the ceiling for hours, waiting, without knowing what he was waiting for. He went to the grocery store and got lost among the aisles. He stopped in the bread section. 8 kinds of bread. 9 years ago, there was only one kind in his life. Now 8 options stared back at him, and he couldn't pick any. He walked out of the store still holding his empty bag. He noticed his hands were trembling. The world outside was more complicated than prison. He tried to find work. The question, "Do you have a criminal record?" was waiting for him at every door. "Yes," he said, and the doors closed. Dishwashing at a restaurant? No. Labor on a construction site? No. Warehouse work? No. 4 weeks later, a baker took him on, an old man. Oliver didn't ask why he accepted him. He didn't need to. Some people don't explain why they help. They just do. Every morning he was up at 5, kneading dough, shaping bread, feeding the oven. His hands burned, but he grew to love the burning. It was real. It was concrete. 4 months into working at the bakery, something strange happened. One morning, as customers lined up, an elderly woman looked at him and said, "Son, do you know that the smell of this bread is what keeps this neighborhood alive?" Oliver didn't answer. He couldn't. But that night, back in his room, he cried for the first time. In 9 years, he hadn't cried once. Emotions were a luxury in there. Out here, they came all at once, like a flood. Months passed. The old baker Yorgo gradually taught him more than just bread. Patience. That understanding when a dough is ready isn't about forcing it, but about waiting, observing. "You're too impatient," Yorgo said one day. "Didn't you learn that inside?" Oliver laughed. It was his first real laugh. He said, "I learned the opposite, how to kill time." That's exactly why you need to make peace with time now. A year later, Oliver was opening and closing Yorgo's bakery on his own. Yorgo's health had declined, but the bakery couldn't stop. They both agreed on that. 2.5 years later, Yorgo officially signed the bakery to Oliver at the notary. "Why me?" Oliver asked. Yorgo shrugged. "Because you respect the bread. You don't see it as money. That's enough." 2 months later, Yorgo was gone. The bakery is still on the same street. He still opens the same door at 5 in the morning. His hands still burn. But now he has 2 apprentices beside him, one a former addict, one an unemployed young man. Oliver didn't ask about their pasts. He didn't need to. Sometimes the customers know his story. Sometimes they don't. It doesn't matter. What matters is the smell of the bread, that warm, real smell that drifts through the neighborhood every morning. If you ask Oliver what he learned after getting out of prison, he says slowly, When people give you a second chance, you learn just how hard you can work to show them their belief in you was right. Then he smiles. And how to make bread.